We are Last Birds. I'm Lindsay Arnold.
I'm Mike Davis.
We live in North Portal, Saskatchewan, which is a tiny, tiny town on the US-Canadian border. Well, Mike and I have been married for 12 years, almost 13 years. And we actually didn't start performing and writing together until we were married for 10. And we just started working on some songs that were inspired by our life experience and living in a small community, in a small rural community, and it just grew from there. There comes a time my heart is so lonely. Find someone to hold, to keep it company.
But if they're cold, mean and ornery, not meant to be, not meant to be.
There comes a time a heart is so spiteful. Find someone to hurt and treats them awful.
You'll be unkind, cruel and unfaithful, not meant to be, not meant to be. A heart may decide to go on alone. No need for another to make a home, to make a home.
Then comes a time a heart is so free, it cares for itself. Every want or need,
That's when love comes tumbling in. That's when love will come tumbling in. Meant to be, meant to be.
Meant to Be is a song that I actually wrote for Mike. Both of us, we didn't meet each other until kind of later in life. And, it takes you a few times to find the right person, or at least it did for us. And so that song Meant to Be is about going through all those bad loves to find the right one. And so it's a pretty special song.
It's my favorite song.
Well, it was for you, so of course.
Yeah, no, it means a lot, and thanks for writing it. Thanks for writing me such a sweet guitar part to play.
I didn't write, you wrote the
You
guitar
came up
part.
with those notes, the way they go?
No.
Yeah, you did.
No,
Yeah.
it was all you.
No. So right now, the point of the career that we're at, we recorded a 6-song EP here in Regina at Brad Prosco Productions in January, February of 2020. And we were kind of put on hold because we had the music recorded, and then we were supposed to go home for a couple of weeks and go over the lyrical content and go over the melodies and the singing parts and get them figured out just how we wanted them. And then we would carry on in another couple of weeks. Well, the pandemic hit and everything was on hold for an indefinite amount of time. So what we were able to do was have Brad come to Estevan, and we had 2 adjoining hotel rooms, and he set up all his gear in one room and a vocal booth in the other room. And we were able to do it at the hotel like that. And we finished it, and we released our first single in October 2020 here. And it's been
good. And like recording in a hotel was actually a really great experience because it's very comfortable, and there's a bed and there's a toilet nearby, and you can just, relax and just feel really at home. So, I mean, maybe we'll just do that all the time now.
Well, there was points where you were laying on the floor. You don't want to lay on the floor of most recording studios.
So no, it was a good experience, even though it was a little rocky at the beginning.
It turned out well, considering we were worried about what would happen. Yeah.
Where I see Last Birds going is writing really strong songs that represent us, but also our rural roots and our small town community and that feel. And I really want our songs to focus on who we are as people. And we've been honing sort of a 2 voices, 2 guitars sound. And our harmonies are very important to the overall sound of our music. Success for us as a group is just to keep writing songs, keep writing good music, keep performing. And you're always setting the bar just one step higher. So right now, because it's fairly early in our career, we just want to have that great catalog of music. And the writing is so important to us. And we really want to get to the point where we can produce our own songs as well. So start recording at home and really have full control over the finished sound of our music.
And we also want to keep it simple.
Right.
We're definitely focusing on the 2 guitars and 2 vocals aspect, and maybe add a few other little things in, but have that be the core and the strong point of what we're doing.
Well, our songwriting process changes, or we have a few different ways of approaching it. For me, I write the lyrics, so I'm usually thinking about a story that might be personal, or I have some sort of personal connection to. But you also want to make it open enough that other people can share that experience. So you're not just delving into your own, joys and happiness or woes, but it's something that's a shared experience with other people.
You want to make it relatable
for
other people to understand and get on board with it. And Lindsay, like she said, she writes the vast majority or all the lyrics. And she also writes a lot of the music as well, melodies and guitar parts.
But you do a lot. Like sometimes it starts with you coming up with a chord progression or a little riff that you're working on, and then we'll work on it together. And some songs we actually write in the same room at the same time. Other times it's like he comes up with a chord progression, then I take it for a few days or weeks or months and work on what the song is about and what the words are, and then we'll come back together and finish the song. Sometimes I start with the chord progression, and then you, because you have a lot more experience, usually do a lot of the editing and just fine-tuning the song and making it a lot better than if I was just doing it by myself.
Well, and one of the great things about Lindsay, I have so many guitar riffs rolling around in my head. I'm constantly playing them at home, and she'll say, "Oh, I like that. I'm going to put some lyrics to that." And then we end up working on it together after she's put some work into it and sort of honing it. There's been a couple times though where we're at home together and a song comes together, like the riff didn't exist, the lyrics didn't exist, and within an hour it's done. That's rare, but it's really cool when that happens.
Yeah, I think those are our favorite ones when they happen like that.
Very spontaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't force that.
No.
You wanna sing a song so simple, it only has 3 chords, only takes 3 chords.
The key of C.
You wanna live a life so simple, slow and easy, slow and easy,
And always free. But you don't always get a say how the game is played when the deals are made. You won't get your way.
You wanna build a house so simple and paint it green, yeah, a shade of green.
Keep those closets clean.
You wanna find a love so simple, but not with me, no, not with me.
But your high school queen. But you don't always get a say how the game is played when the deals are made. You won't get your way.
You want it all so simple, don't you agree now? I'm sure you agree.
But it will never be.
So Simple is a song about looking back on your life and realizing what you thought you were going to be, like when you were a teenager or a young person, thinking about your life, you know, at midlife and what it would be like and where you'd be, and realizing that it's completely different. And coming to terms with that, I think that's what the song means to me.
I agree, and also for me, it was the first song that we wrote that really clicked and we went, wow, this is working. So
yeah, it represents a lot for
our
us,
start,
I think.
basically.
Yeah.
So I've always liked that song.
For me, community is that group of people that know and understand you. And they may not always agree with you, but when you live in a small town like we do, which is North Portal, 115 people, it's like an extended family. And I think as we move forward in our music career, I want the people that, you know, follow us along on this journey to feel that they're part of a community, a small town, and to always have that friendly, approachable feeling to us as we're on stage and in how our songs are written. And that's really important to me.
And we've also had really great support from our community.
Oh yeah.
North Portal, Estevan, all the local outlets like radio, newspaper, all that sort of thing. So we definitely appreciate our communities.
My advice to an aspiring musician, I'm going to say this coming from someone who spent most of their life not being a musician. I took piano lessons as a kid up to high school, and then I did not play an instrument until into my 40s. And so, but it was always something I wanted to do, and I was working on my visual arts, but I always felt this pull towards music. And Mike was so kind to teach me how to play guitar, and I worked on it, and I realized that, you know, you can start that dream or start that thing you want to do at any age. Mm-hmm. And it's just been so wonderful to have this new exciting thing in my life when you think that, you know, you're just committed to the path you've been on for the last 40 years, and that's what it's going to be. Well, so thanks.
Well, hey, it's been really awesome to watch you take up guitar and learn it, and it's really kind of made me think about my own playing, and, you know, watching you go through learning all the basics, it's kind of made me revisit some of that stuff and evaluate. Yeah,
I think it revived your love of music too.
I was stagnating, and then watching you, and I'm like, oh, I better keep practicing or she's going to overtake me. But no, you've been doing pretty awesome.
Yeah, but then because we were working on it together, it's just been such a amazing experience for us as a couple. Mm-hmm. And then also to have that musical connection and to be in agreement on where we're going as a couple musically has been just a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's nice to have a direction we agree on. And
not all the time.
Well, in general.
In general, we agree.
Well, we would like to write and play live as much as we possibly can and just hone our craft and take it as far as we can and see what happens.
We'd also like to be able to record at home. Mm-hmm. We have a daughter, so, you know, we have to work around that because being parents is the number one priority. Mm-hmm. And music is great, but she comes first. So being able to do a lot at home on our own, under our own power and schedule, mm-hmm. would be really great for us.
And also being able to produce and record your own music, you can kind of get exactly what you're trying to achieve. You know, it'll be a learning process, but I think we're up for it.
It's something that you've wanted to do for a long time.
Very much.
It can be interesting to be working with your spouse. You know, there's a lot of jokes that you could tell about that, but when Mike and I were, 5 or 6 years into our marriage, we built a house together. And if you can build a house together, then you can do anything else. So being in a band together is actually easy compared to that, because you will have the biggest fights of your life. Mm-hmm. But we also learned how to reach the same destination. And it also proved to us that we have the same aesthetic goals.
Mm-hmm. And a way to achieve those goals together, even though it's kind of rough sometimes when you're trying to get there.
When you're yelling and screaming at each other.
Yeah. And also when you're writing a song with your wife, don't use the word tacky when you're critiquing something. It doesn't go over very well.
But that's one of the great things, is that you can be openly honest.
Very blunt.
With your partner, where if you were working with someone that, you know, you felt you had to walk on eggshells with, or you didn't want to hurt their feelings, like, that's the great thing about being a spouse duo is that you have that security that you can say exactly what you think. Mm-hmm. And I think it helps us get better, even if it
stings at the time.